Hey, what's going on, guys? Honestly, uh, these recent challenges that 343 have been throwing up have been pretty nice. At first I thought it was a mistake, but they've increased the amount of XP. I always like to say credits, because of reach, but excuse me if I say that by accident. The amount of XP you get per challenges in the tens of thousands. So for campaign, usually it was a waste of time to even try to complete those, since everything was pretty much impossible to do. But now they've given, generally you see 10,000 XP for doing it on heroic with like 4 skulls on, like Tilt, Thunderstorm, Mythic, I believe Tilt, whatever. So you get 10,000 XP for just doing any mission on heroic with those 4 skulls on, and then they pick a specific mission and make you do it on legendary with generally those 4 or 5 skulls on, and you get 30,000 XP. So, if you don't already know, I don't know if you've considered applying this, as I didn't think about it until just now. Especially when this particular mission pops up. But there is a shortcut on Shutdown, the mission Shutdown, where you can skip pretty much the entire level, because you can go to the final tower and just kind of squeeze in there, drop down, the doors open, and there's no boundaries or anything preventing you from skipping a lot of the mission. So you can use that shortcut to get past most of the mission, and then it's just that final tower that you just kind of speed run through, especially on Legendary, especially if the challenge also includes Composer, or not Composer, that's the current one right now, actually. But if it's Shutdown, you can get a total of 40,000 XP in like 10 minutes. If you do it co-op with like 3 or 4 people, it's even shorter. So like, if you compared it to the amount of matchmaking games you'd have to play, or Spartan Ops, it's just worth it. Just 1,000 to 1, 10 out of 10. I mean, it's totally worth doing. So at the very least, every week you can get a good 10,000 XP for really doing not a whole lot, by just kind of following this little method I've put together. So it should be pretty self-explanatory. I'm not even going to do commentary over it, because I think it's kind of pointless. But as I just point things out, you'll just follow the lead. Otherwise, it should be on YouTube how to skip it. You just fly to the tower like I show, and there's a hole you can squeeze in through with the Pelican. You'll zip up to the tower, pretty much eliminate any grunts you see, any smaller infantry, until there's just elites left, as elites are pretty much impossible to take down unless you have like Fuel Rod or other things like that. And then because when I clear out all the grunts, all the jackals in the first section, the elite will back off, so you can keep advancing. And there are areas where I pick up a Fuel Rod and an Incinerator Cannon, or Incendiary Cannon as some people call it. Because you'll need it for the hunters. So, and then there's a side lift that I show you. You can kind of bypass a lot of the elites, and you can really run past them. I guess you could try technically running past them in most of the sections, but, considering when you get shot, you get slowed, so that may not work out well. So you can just skip the elites, do the side lift, and just run right to the hunters, and just pummel the hell out of them with, your power weapons and grenades and things like that until they're dead. Pop up the lift, and grab a Banshee and just book it for the end. And you still just go right to the wall, and get out, and then go through the door, and like you'll see me do, I jetpack all the way to the ceiling so that I can't be shot as I go to the very end.